We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
Lil Durk's legal team just dropped a bomb on the feds. They filed a full motion to dismiss the entire case, and the paperwork shows Durk, Dede, Boogie, and Brown Eyes all wanted thrown out with prejudice. Not only that, they're asking the court to remove every judge and prosecutor involved. And Dede, he's officially trying to separate himself from Durk's case altogether.
And that's what Dede did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Dede to hire. Dede's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody. And I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
However, Durk wants the case dismissed for one reason. The prosecutors allege there was a snitch that gave them evidence from the F group chat. As new reports read, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on Block members for not retaliating for King Von. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk gave the orders. In the evidence files, it reads, Durk feuded with Monodoc over his belief that Block members were not retaliating for King Von's passing, which led to WAC 100 and academics speaking about the snitches in the case.
Life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
I'm not. You missing the point. Okay. They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. I don't need too much more than that. One of them is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
But here's where the whole case starts falling apart, because the so-called snitch that the feds have been bragging about, he's been playing games with them from the start. New reports say this dude can't keep the same story for more than 5 minutes, and that's a major problem for prosecutors. When your star witness keeps flipping sides, judges don't like that, and that means Durk could actually walk out not guilty. Fresh court documents show the main witness switched up his entire narrative. At first, he swore there was no bounty, no money on anyone's head. Now suddenly he's claiming there was a bounty. That's a massive contradiction, and the feds know it. That's why they've been scrambling, throwing more evidence onto the pile just to keep Durk behind bars. The latest filings show prosecutors want to add several new pages of evidence to the case. But here's the twist. Doing that slows the trial down even more, which actually gives Durk more time to push for another bond attempt. And the feds aren't stopping there. They're now trying to attach Durk to another separate incident involving Quando Rondo back in 2021. They believe Durk had something to do with that attempted hit too. Fans even pointed out that Durk hinted at sliding for King Von in a song, and prosecutors want to use the timing of that track to connect him to Quando's crew getting hit. Court filings quote Durk's own lyrics. They're on my page like slide for Von, and prosecutors are trying to twist that into evidence. But Durk's lawyers aren't backing down. They're fighting hard for a new bond, and Durk's father even said the courtroom energy was different this time, like bond is actually possible. This is Durk's 3rd attempt, and his lawyers came with a strong offer the judge can't easily ignore.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, at least for the 3rd time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's going to give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you, and inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
The prosecutors also quietly backed off one of their biggest "we got him" claims, the lyrics. They dropped the rap lines they were planning to use against Durk, the ones where he said, "Told me they got an addy, go look on the news, see your son screaming no." Even the feds knew they couldn't twist those bars into solid evidence.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Durk's lawyer has had enough of the prosecutor's games. He's out here defending Durk, but he's made it clear these charges aren't just weak. He's straight up called the whole case a joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Before the judge could even make a ruling on Durk's motion, something wild happened. Something that had the whole courtroom whispering. Vonnie started snitching. Out of nowhere, his prison file updated, showing he was suddenly no longer in custody. And it wasn't even the feds who exposed it. Vonnie leaked it himself. He texted one of his close friends about his plea deal, trying to break down the numbers. But that friend ended up leaking the messages online. In the text, Vonnie admitted he was trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base level for murder for hire. The max is 43. That's life in prison. But he bragged he'd get points knocked off. -2 for taking a plea, -1 for taking it early, -2 for having no background. That would drop him to 27 points, meaning 5 to 7 years. He literally said, "I can't go to trial. I don't want to get got like the other guys." And when he said the other guys, he was talking about Jam. We'll break that down later. But the situation got even crazier when Vonnie's own father started calling him out. He claimed Vonnie played a role in setting up King Von, and that Durk knew exactly what was going down.
I'm going to give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm going to tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him, was it open? It was the exact words, was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. That'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Von before he died.
Vonnie's dad didn't stop there. He claimed there was a deeper motive behind everything. According to him, the real reason Durk would have wanted Von gone was because both of them were tied up in a serious court case together. They were scheduled to go to trial side by side, but after King Von passed, that entire case quietly disappeared in a private settlement. It makes people wonder, did Durk remove Von to save himself? If so, it would have been the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table when I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting thing.
He was signed the boys. Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
Man, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney?" He had a public defender.
Another snitch popped up in the case files. Dee's younger brother, Lil Ted, and the rap world couldn't believe it. "Please tell me this ain't real," fans said after Ted got arrested at a convenience store with a gun in his pocket.
Really?
Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At first, first, nobody thought Lil Ted's arrest was a big deal. It was an unrelated charge. But that changed fast once people realized he's Dee's younger brother, and Dee is Durk's main hitter. That means Ted knows a lot of behind-the-scenes business, and the moment he got to the police station, still in the back of the squad car, he immediately started telling officers he could snitch on people involved in real crimes.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
The police booked Lil Ted and tossed him into a holding cell while another officer came in to question him. And it was clear Ted didn't care one bit about looking like a snitch. He stayed quiet for maybe a single second, then instantly started running his mouth from the back of the cop car.
Wait, hold on. You gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man? We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright? We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me. Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax. You mean, no, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
Even with all this chaos, there's still a real chance Durk might walk out of jail, and that's because of what his lawyers pulled today. They filed a brand new motion to dismiss the case, arguing the second indictment is so vague it shouldn't even be legal. And if the judge doesn't dismiss it, they're demanding a bill of particulars, basically forcing prosecutors to reveal every detail they've been hiding. Durk's legal team wants everything laid out: what coded language the feds claim he used, the exact nature of this so-called bounty, the date, the time, the circumstances, and where Durk supposedly offered money to hit Quando Rondo. In any normal case, the government would have already provided that. But here, prosecutors still can't give straight answers. And things got even more concerning inside jail. It was announced Durk was suddenly thrown into solitary confinement after an officer claimed they found a cell phone in his cell, a move fans think was meant to shut him down right as his lawyers started turning the heat up.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS. And right now we're going to show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
But that wasn't the only chaos happening behind bars. Another report came out saying Durk was involved in an altercation inside the jail early this morning. Serious enough that Lil Baby jumped on Twitter saying, "I don't care about nothing else but Durk right now. Free the bro." Fans instantly connected it to the recent losses around Durk. Bazoo just cast, another close friend, Glebe, also gone. People started asking who might be looking for revenge. And then things got even weirder, because on the exact same day Durk was targeted, both Quando Rondo and Lil Tim dropped interviews. Same day, same timing, and fans called this suspicious. Very suspicious. Lil Tim even said this.
Shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f***ing shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
But Quando said almost the exact same thing. He claimed he wishes the whole situation was handled differently from the start.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out, or whatever. Like that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Two of Durk's biggest ops dropping interviews on the exact same day doesn't look innocent at all. But while the internet argued over that, Durk's bond attempt got canceled after he was thrown into solitary. Still, lawyers online say he has a real shot at beating this case because a lot of the evidence the feds want to use can get wiped out by the First Amendment.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is.
Another reason Durk got denied bond is wild. The feds straight up said he'd have to go broke and give up his property to even be considered. They claim he has too much money and fear he could use his fortune to put bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
They're claiming Durk is too dangerous to be out, saying he might continue placing hits on people the same way he's being accused of now, and they fear he may have already done it. Because ask yourself, has anyone heard from Jam since he snitched on Durk? Multiple members have turned up gone, but Jam himself disappeared months ago. He was officially exposed as a snitch on DJ Vlad, and after that, silence.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.